morning, Judy.
Lisa, how are you doing?
Right out in bushy tail.
Get your act together there.
I know, my God. Cords, things.
Quartz hair, things flying. Well, it is 6 o'clock in the morning. What can you say? Oh boy. Well, today we have a really fun topic.
Well, you know what? It's like uh boards and nails, build.
Hmm.
I when I was thinking about that word, it feels very practical to me. And so I
Hmm.
think this is going to be an easy one to write about today. It's not, yesterday was release, and that's just very touchy-feely. Build sounds very practical, very action orientated. I took it as, what do I want to build in my life?
Yes, and that doesn't have to be brick and mortar.
No.
And the phrase that jumped into my head, me and my jumpy head, was Rome wasn't built in a day.
Hmm.
So, and
Okay.
it took God
Mhm.
7 days to build the earth. So, what it told me is build. Well, I'm going to write about it. We'll talk after.
Okay. Excellent. So let's see. We we're just giving these ideas kind of where our brains are currently.
Mhm.
And, I wish we could have like a giant Zoom meeting with everybody that is, participating in this journey with us. But that's not the way
I
we set it
want
up.
Tony Robbins's huge thing when he did UPW this last time, Unleashing the Power Within.
Hmm.
He had everybody up on, they were this big, but he had everybody up on this giant Zoom thing that he constructed. And I thought that was the
Wow.
coolest thing ever. And if we all could have those and keep in touch with all of our tribe, it would be so awesome.
Mm, that is cool. So is that something we're going to build in our future?
Yeah.
Let's
Future,
get
future
right on
build,
that. Yeah,
future
that's
build.
something that won't be built by tomorrow.
No, probably not.
No, exactly. So I'm wondering, so you're going to write about something that you're currently building in your life, or something that you want to.
I'm going to be more conceptual building about building on successes. You have a success, and that gives you the credibility and the energy to build the next thing and to build on your successes. I don't want to just build something and then say, there, I did it, I'm done. I don't feel when you build that you're ever done, so to speak, unless you choose to be.
Mhm.
But for me, because I can, uh, when I have a big project, I like to break it down into manageable pieces.
Mhm.
And when I build the first piece, then I can say, okay, the next piece goes on top of that piece. And then this piece goes here. It's kind of like a giant set of Legos. Um,
A giant Jenga set. That's what
yeah,
I was thinking of,
that's
but
it.
mm,
That's it. That's
okay.
kind of where my mind is going.
It sounds like we both have got a lot to get down. So,
We
are you
better get
ready?
started. I'm
Let's get
ready.
rocking. Okay,
Okay,
with that,
see
we'll
you
see
in
you in a bit.
5. Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Kept going. But,
Well,
you
how did that
know,
one go, Lisa?
we've got such meaty words that really I'm finding so inspiring that it's hard to stop there. It's like, okay, that's
Our
good.
minds seem to work in the same way in that there's always this way to look at that word and this way to look at it and this way to look at it. And if you think about it this way, it goes here and here and here. And, you know, I've had people say to me sometimes, well, I don't know what I would write about. And it's like, I don't know what I wouldn't write about. I mean, we
Mhm.
did do doorknobs and streetlights. So we've done some strange things, right?
Mhm. And we didn't, when we wrote about doorknobs and streetlights, we actually didn't write a lot about the doorknob or the streetlight. I
No,
believe that doorknobs were like using, what tools do we use to enter into,
correct.
and
The symbolic
streetlights.
doorknob.
Yes, symbolic. Streetlights were what kinds of what is being illuminated in the
Hmm.
darkness of
Hmm.
our life. What is
Yeah.
dark and what needs illumination. So we were we were getting pretty deep.
We were pretty metaphorical in our
we were
writing,
very metaphorical.
but it was
Where
fun.
this, I'm taking it down to the brass tacks. I mean, build
Let's
one of the-
hear.
well, what I talked about is there are, in my mind, I talked a little bit about releasing these, things. And I thought, okay, so what I need to do in order to release that, I need to build a structure in my life, so kind of a safety net for myself. Something where instead of feeling, there are some things in my life that I'm feeling overwhelmed about right now.
Mhm.
I need to commit just a little bit of time to each thing every single day.
Mhm.
And so I need to build that structure into my life.
Mhm.
And I was writing about how I was going to do that because having been a teacher for 30 years, I'm very good at accomplishing something towards a goal every single day. I mean, when you take first graders from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, or even more profoundly, when I was looping with kids and took kids from the beginning of first grade, which was really like the end of kindergarten, to the end of second grade, which was really like the beginning of third grade,
Mhm.
when you took them that spans, you really had to take the kids from where they were at to where they wanted to go in small increments. And
Mhm.
really, you can do just about anything you want if you work on it a little bit every day.
Mhm.
Seriously.
No, I really like that idea. I made notes. That's why I wasn't looking at you. Um, the word build, for me, it reminds me to take the successes I'm having and to build the next layer.
Mm.
And I say, like a contractor, what do they start with? They start with a solid foundation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When they complete the foundation, are they done?
Of course not.
No, of course
Mm-mm.
not. No, they go to the next step and then the next. They build on a solid foundation and they have a knowledge of where they're headed and what they're going to be doing. And when they get there, they celebrate the results. And often there's a homeowner waiting for that finished product. Sometimes it's a spec home and they've just done it for their own next step or whatever. But then I went on to say, much like the contractor, I find it's best to build on my successes on a solid foundation. And that might be training, it might be a good book, it might be a mentor that you engage. And then you continue to build on the success that you achieve through that contact. Okay. And then I really think it's important that when you complete that ultimate goal, you have to celebrate what you have built.
Oh, I think that's so important. Yes.
I do
We don't
too.
do nearly enough celebrating. We don't
Mm-mm.
do nearly enough. I wish that
No,
would have been, oh, maybe we can talk about that a little bit tomorrow.
I think so too. I think we can.
Mm.
I like margaritas.
That would add
I
a
don't know
little joy to our lives,
why
right?
I threw that out there, but there it was. So, anything else you want to add on build?
Well, no, it's just very interesting how I look at it as a building a structure more longitudinally. Yes. And
Horizontally,
you're looking at it more as a structure up and down. I thought that was
vertically.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
We did both sides, and I think either one is right. Again,
Of course it is.
remember in our challenge, no writing is right or wrong,
Exactly.
but it's your thoughts, right?
Yes. Yes. And I
Perfect.
like how some of these writings are moving towards implementing something new in our lives.
Mhm.
That's really cool.
Sometimes it can be reintroducing something
That we've
that we tried in the
neglected or
past,
and
but
has been successful.
we didn't build the foundation first and then go forward. So now we're going to go back and we're going to start fresh and we're going to release the old stuff and we tried that and it didn't work and blah blah blah, and we're going to start fresh and do the structure, do the homework, and build it fresh.
Okay.
What do you
Sounds good to
think?
me.
Okay.
Sounds excellent. So
what are
let's
we
do
going
it.
to write about tomorrow?
Tomorrow is joy. That's, I think, a great celebration word, don't you?
That's a celebration. It's joyful is the word.
You know, I, yes, either or. I know it was joyful. I changed it after I gave you the list.
Okay. Well, I'm going to change it too. I can do that. I'm equal to you. Joyful equals joy now. How about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Love
Set your
you. We'll see you
alarm. We'll
then.
see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Bye,
Bye-bye.
honey.